As I was reflecting on the gospel, I was trying to put myself in Peter's place. Put myself in that situation. Here I am at my boat at the shore. I'm tired. I worked all night. Then I got to probably go back and tell my wife and stuff, well, we may not be able to eat. Didn't get any fish going through. And then all of a sudden, he hears the crowd and he sees the crowd. He probably knows of Jesus, but he hasn't really met him yet, hasn't gone to the hillside or wherever Jesus was preaching and doing his thing, and all of a sudden he kind of recognizes him, and Jesus asks him to go in his boat, and he starts to preach from the boat. And so that he was probably listening to him and stuff, and then when Jesus says to him, go out a little deeper and cast your nets again. I get this idea, it's kind of like when moms look at their kids when they do something stupid. When they know they're going to do something bad, they got that wide-eyed look on their face, and he's probably looking at Jesus saying, A, you're not a fisherman. B, we've been doing it the whole night. Okay? And then I thought of something. I was speaking with Father Jack today, and he's probably thinking, if he had the modern terms, he's probably thinking that Jesus is a little crazy, because one of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's one of the definitions of insanity. Well, to his great surprise, he says, okay, Lord, I'll do it, because probably if the people are watching him, he probably had peer pressure. They probably heard Jesus ask Peter to do something, and could you imagine the bad press Peter would have gotten if he said no to Jesus, this up-and-coming prophet going through. So he goes out and he gets the net, and as we all know the story, it's coming in. He has all this fish. He calls his other people that are helping work to do that and all that. And I began to think, I said, well, what was different? And I'm sure Peter was thinking about that. What was different when he threw those nets out after working all night, and he was a professional fisherman, he had something going on, and the only possibility is somehow he heard Jesus. That personal encounter with the Lord kind of said to him, okay, I may not believe you all the way right now, but I'm going to do it, because he probably was moved with what he was saying in the boat. He probably then remembered some of the stories he heard from his friends going forward, and the invitation of the Lord to Peter was the difference. That even though he was going to do something he's done countless times in his boat, that he's going to do stuff that he could probably do half asleep, which sometimes I'm sure people, when we work and have stuff that goes on, we do it half asleep. And he cast those nets out, and then not only did he hear Jesus asking him to do something, he saw the result when he followed Jesus by the catch of fish. That there was some mystery there, something that happened, that because he was able to hear and open his heart to do something with the Lord or for the Lord, it was different. It yielded a different result. It did something that he didn't think was possible at the time. And I'm sure all of us now are doing that. I know I was questioning myself as I was reflecting on this gospel. When are those moments in the busyness of my life when I'm tired or when I don't want to do stuff, that all of a sudden I get an aha moment or something happens and I feel the Lord may be calling me to do something different? It could be to call people that I've had a run-in with and apologize. It could be just calling people to say hello. It could just be being more kind as I go from day to day and I do my stuff. It could be a whole mountain of things. But what is it when I feel that inkling that the Lord is with me? How do I respond, or do I have the courage to respond to the Lord in my life? Because then I won't be insane in a way. I won't be just doing things to be doing things in the same way. It's rather, I am now attentive and attuned to what the Lord is asking me to do. And to the point that Peter was moved, that he left everything and he began to follow Jesus. I'm sure that he had a bunch of questions, and I'm sure he talked to Jesus. Well, what do you mean I'm going to be catching men? What does it mean to follow you and go forward? Or we ask ourselves, how much does God really want from me when I am called to respond to him? What are those sacrifices or changes in our lives that the Lord is asking us to do when we respond to him? And we may never get a definite answer. It may be in the moment. But the one thing that is sure is that we're not alone. Because it wasn't Peter just during the time he walked with the Lord as his disciple. It was always experiencing that presence of the Lord that did marvelous things in their lives. So today, as we try to hear the voice of the Lord in our lives, what is it that the Lord is calling us to do, asking us to do maybe some things the same, but from a different perspective? Because when we do them, we are really looking to minister to Jesus present in our world.